Good morning YouTube, it's Dave here, back out on Dartmoor again for another adventure. Today we're parked at the car park at Prewley Moor and we're heading up to Sourton Tors in front of us. We've been there before on the channel, but it was over a year ago, so it'd be nice to go back. And then after that we're going to be heading on to Great Nodden, which is somewhere where we've not been before, and the views from up there right on the edge of the moor should be absolutely stunning. They're already pretty good behind me, as you can see. It's one of the benefits of doing a hike on the edge of the moor. Dartmoor's so elevated, it's like a plateau, that if you're on the edge of it, you may not be the highest point on the moor, but you've got these incredible vistas out across Devon. But before we get cracking with today's video, if you're a fan of the outdoors, of hiking, wild camping and budget gear reviews, then you've come to the right place, because that's all I do on this channel. So hit the like button if that's what you enjoy, and subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get into today's hike. You'd have seen those two red flags in the intro flying on top of Longstone Hill and Black Down, and that indicates that there's live firing in the military training zone. But fortunately today we're not entering any of the military training zones, so we should be all right. Shouldn't get shot on today's hike. This is a fascinating area of the moor. It's the remnants of an old building down there, and this would have been the old Sourton Ice Works. And what they used to do here was mine ice. They used to fill all these trenches. You can see there's just trench after trench after trench. In the winter they'd fill them with water and the water would freeze, and they'd then mine the ice from here and ship it off down to the coast, where I believe they used to use it to pack fish for their journey inland, keep them as fresh as possible. If you imagine all these trenches filled with water and frozen solid, it gives you an idea of just how harsh the winters could be up here on Dartmoor. It's really impressive. Now I know what you're all thinking. That's a new backpack, Dave, and in such a fetching and discreet colourway as well. Well, I went for construction worker orange because I didn't want to be too flash about it, you know what I mean? But no, it's a very cheap backpack. Actually the cheapest backpack I've ever bought. I bought it brand new off of eBay, and I won't tell you how much it costs yet, because there's going to be a review of this backpack coming out soon, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But today is kind of the first test. I like to do a few walks, a few tests with any new piece of gear that I've got before I review it, because I always think, what's the point in reviewing something as soon as you take it out of the box? You don't know anything about it. You know, you guys know as much about it as I do at that point. You've not tested it yet. So this is a real world test for the cheapest backpack I've ever seen. Well, here we are. We've made it to the first summit of the day, Sourton Tors. I'm taking the view when we get up to the top. And right next to the summit of Sourton Tors is a rock that's known as the Giant's Turd. Oh, what do we have here? A letterbox. David's Dash. It's nothing to do with me, I promise. Let's see if it's actually writable, or is it soaking wet? Oh no, it's actually in pretty good condition. I think it's quite a new one. A lot of the entries are fairly new. What's the oldest? David's letterbox, aged 7 and placed August 2025. Please leave a message. Thanks. Should we leave a message? Let's leave a message. There we go. My handwriting's worse than his. I have been to Sourton Tors before in this video here, and it was a beautiful walk last time. It's beautiful again today, and it's so easy to get to as well. You can either park in Prewley Moor car park where I've parked today, or you can park in the village of Sourton just down there right next to the church and walk straight up from there, which is a shorter walk but a steeper climb. Look at all these striations on the rocks around here. Quite intriguing. The beast of Dartmoor, perhaps, sharpening his claws. Someone's had a campfire up here. Dickheads. No fires on Dartmoor. It's that simple. If you're going to come up camping here, don't have a fire. Why is everyone so desperate to have a fire anyway? Like, you don't need a fire on Dartmoor. You shouldn't have one. There's the viaduct down there, Lake Viaduct, I think that one is. Could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I am. We're joining the Rattlebrook now at this kind of turntable area. I imagine it would have been a turntable back when this was a train track. And then we want to take the right hand fork and follow that along. We're heading out to the mound currently covered in clouds on the far right of the screen, which is Great Nodden. And hopefully it will clear by the time we get there. So this is the point where we turn off of the Rattlebrook and start the final climb up to the summit of Great Nodden. And I must say, it's cleared up nicely. I want to touch wood. We haven't had any of that rain that was forecast, but even Great Links is almost completely showing now. Arms Tor certainly is. Great Nodden is completely clear of clouds. And if we look out that way, we've actually got some little signs of blue sky out there. You can't write that, can you? 2 minutes ago I said that touch wood we'd avoided the rain, and here it is. Oh, unbelievable. Thank you, Dartmoor. Got some ponies and some cows up on top of Great Nodden here. Well, not quite on top, I'm still climbing. I'm actually considering, oh, hopefully you can see me, I'm actually considering putting on the waterproofs because it's only raining lightly and there's blue sky kind of off in that direction. But look at that over there, which was sheltered from my view by Great Nodden itself. I couldn't see it when I was saying about how the weather had brightened up. And I get up here and Arms Tor and Brat Tor with Widgery Cross on top are covered in cloud. Great Lynx is covered again now, look at that. The Little Lynx is even getting covered now, so yeah, maybe I spoke too soon. Shouldn't say things, should I? But here we are, the summit of Great Nodden. We made it. I can hear gunfire down there. They must be firing at the Willsworthy range as well. Oh. Yeah, let me put my waterproofs on and I'll be right back. It reminds me a bit up here of Cosden Beacon. I think it's that cairn of rocks. I've said that a few times now, different places. I know Chinkwell Tor reminded me of Cosden Beacon as well. This one's not a tor, Great Nodden, it's just a hill on the edge of Dartmoor, but it does have some beautiful views. That's looking out off of Dartmoor, off to the west, and if we look this way, we can see out onto Dartmoor itself. Great Lynx and Little Lynx, over to Arms Tor and Brat Tor, down over to the Willsworthy range where we can hear some intermittent firing. They're firing off some machine guns down there. And then the River Lid Valley, which just looks stunning from up here. We're leaving the summit of Great Nodden now, but we're heading down the south face to join up with the Rattlebrook a little bit further along here. You might just be able to see it off over there in the distance, and we'll loop back around and follow it a bit lower down and back the way we came pretty much. It's mostly an out and back walk today, but this is just adding a little bit of a loop onto it as well. We can see Brat Tor and Arms Tor and Great Lynx and Little Lynx, and we crossed the stepping stones down on the River Lid in this video here, where we went out and did all of those tours as well. And that was one of my favourite videos I've ever filmed. The views out over Devon, being so close to the edge of the moor but still so high up, gives you great views out over the landscape surrounding Dartmoor. And from up there as well, I mean, they kind of block our view, as beautiful as they are from down here. They kind of block our view of the rest of Dartmoor. But when you get up on top of those tours, when you're on Brat Tor over the back there with Widgery Cross on top of it, and Arms Tor here, and Great Lynx in particular, the views that you get out onto Dartmoor's interior are incredible as well. And the tours themselves, the rock formations and everything, they are amazing. I do recommend checking out that video if you haven't already, because it's a stunning walk. It's well worth watching. Not that today hasn't been lovely either. And look, there's a rainbow over there. I don't know if that's coming out on camera, but there is one. I'm guessing that the weather probably put a lot of people off coming out today, but it's actually turned into not a bad day at all. And I think that this part of the moor maybe isn't quite as popular as other parts. Certainly not as popular as like the Hay Tor area, for example, which I went to in the 10 Tours hike. And this video here, that one's worth checking out as well. I'll stick a link up the top. Back on the Rattlebrook. We're heading this way now, underneath Great Nodden. You know the other place that Great Nodden really reminds me of? Just thought of it. Gibbet Hill, which is behind me. It's the hill directly in front of us at the end of the tracks here. That was another good video if you want to check that one out. I'll leave a link to that one. Link will be up there, thumbnail will be there, so it's nice and easy to find. Well, I tell you what, it's November now. You wouldn't know it with this weather. It's blue skies up above, still a bit grey over that way, over the rest of Devon, but we've got some lovely blue skies. The sun's out and it's absolutely roasting. I am boiling in this top. I'm thinking about taking it off pretty soon. I've only got a t-shirt underneath. Yeah, November hiking weather on Dartmoor. You really wouldn't expect it to be like this, especially not with the forecast that we had earlier on today, but this is glorious. We're heading back over towards Sourton Tors now, and once we get there we just drop back down to the car and I'm back on the section of the Rattlebrook that I left earlier to head up to Great Nodden. So I think now is probably a pretty good time to end the video. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button on it, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more, and give it a little hype as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.